4 signs, 10 hours, and she ignored every single one.
What's the crazy part?
She knew.
Completely.
This wasn't confusion. This wasn't I didn't see it coming. She saw it 4 times.
Wow.
And she still went anyway. This is one of those crazy stories where people like to say, yeah, but that's, obvious in hindsight. It was not hindsight. This was happening in real time, clear, fast, back to back.
And that's what people don't understand. It's not the signal. It's very subtle.
It's that people override it.
On purpose.
Wide awake.
Fully conscious.
I see this. I feel this. I'm going anyway.
That's not confusion.
No, that's a different problem.
That's a trust problem. Trust.
She doesn't trust the signal more than she trusts the loneliness.
Or the boredom.
Or the story she's been telling herself that maybe this time it's different.
Even though nothing's different.
Nothing. Not even the name. So she comes in, simple question, should I go on this date? That's it. Not a life decision, not marriage, not moving, just a date.
Which is where people underestimate this.
Yes, exactly. They think intuition shows up for big moments.
It doesn't. Nope.
No, it shows up in the small ones first, and those small ones...
Because the small ones are low stakes.
And they tell you everything. So your gut can be honest. There's no attachment yet. No history, no feelings.
Just a clean read.
A clean read,
Yep.
And this read was clear.
Before she even left the house.
Before she picked an outfit.
Before any of it came along.
The answer was already there.
She just didn't want to be.
Yeah.
Didn't want it to be.
No, And that's the part nobody talks about. She wasn't confused about what her gut was saying. She was disappointed by it.
Because she really wanted to go.
Well, she wanted to go, and you really can't blame her.
There's the difference. There it is.
She wanted the feeling to be excitement.
And it was not.
It was dread dressed up as a maybe.
And she picked the maybe.
Because the maybe felt better in the moment.
Even though the gut was already done.
It was. It already closed the case.
Before she even opened the closet.
Oh, God, I love this stuff. So he suggests a restaurant. Immediately, her body reacts. Not later, not after thinking. Instant.
That's important.
Instant contraction, like, no, before she even processes why.
Body answers first, mind argues.
And the place, she hates it. Like one of the places where you're like, I would never choose this in a million years.
So right there, that's already information.
Yeah, but what does she do?
Overrides it
Yes.
completely.
Okay, whatever, it's just a restaurant.
But here's what I want to sit in on for a second.
Well, okay, what?
She hates the restaurant. Her body contracts. And the first move is to shrink that down.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a restaurant, right?
Yep, that's minimizing.
Oh, that's what people do with every signal. They shrink it.
It's just a feeling, just a feeling.
It's just nerves.
It's just one day.
Everything becomes just.
Until nothing feels like enough to act on.
And that's the trap.
Because the body didn't say just.
No, it actually said no.
Immediately.
Full stop, full stop.
Before her brain could negotiate.
Full stop. Before her brain could negotiate. And she negotiated anyway.
Which is wild when you say it out loud.
Your body gives you a hard no, and you argue with it.
Let you know better. Let you know better.
Like the mind is smarter than the body.
It's not, though.
Not about this. The body's been tracking way longer.
It's been clocking things you can't even name yet. You override thousands of hours of data. For what?
Yeah, for a maybe.
For a night out you already know isn't it.
Is not it. Yeah,
No.
Absolutely. And, I want to talk about that for just a second because here's the deal. Later, she imagines sitting across from him. No interaction yet, just visualizing, and her gut, oh my God, gut drop. Clean, not anxiety, not nerves, Michael.
That distinction matters. It's not spiraling. It's not emotional. It's just no.
Yeah, that signal. No explanation, no story, just information once again. And she overrode it.
So walk me through that. She visualizes it and gets a drop.
Yes. And then what?
What does she tell herself?
Well, she tells herself she's being dramatic.
Of course.
Of course. I don't even know him yet.
How can I have a feeling about someone I've barely even talked to?
Which sounds logical, you know?
Yeah, it sounds completely reasonable and logical.
Except the gut doesn't need a reason.
That is the whole point.
It
Get it?
is. It is. It's not reading his resume. It's not analyzing his texts.
It's reading something really much deeper.
Yeah, something she can't even articulate yet.
But it's there. It's there.
It was there in the visualization before she ever sat across from him in real life.
And it was right,
It was exactly right.
which is, we'll get to that.
But first, sign number 3, because remember, she had 4 signs
All
in
right,
10
yeah.
hours.
Right.
Same day, she tells a friend his name, immediate reaction.
Instant.
The friend said, "Oh my God, no, don't go."
No hesitation.
It was the same name as her friend's ex-husband and her ex-fiance.
Wow, that's a pattern recognition externally.
It's so crazy. Now it's just not just internal, it's showing up outside 3 times now in a matter of hours.
That's not coincidence.
No, that's stacking.
And I want to talk about the friend for a second, okay?
Okay, go ahead.
Because the friend doesn't hesitate, doesn't say, well, maybe give it a chance, doesn't say, oh, you never know.
Nope.
Flat out no.
Because the friend has watched this movie before.
The friend has a front row seat to the pattern.
The pattern. Right. She watched the ex-husband. She watched the ex-fiance.
And now here comes another one. Same name.
Oh my gosh.
Name.
It's crazy. Different face, same name, same movie.
And she goes anyway.
After her body said no, after her gut said no, after her friends said no.
3 people in the room.
3, all saying the same thing.
Body, gut, friend. Body, gut, friend.
I like that. Body, gut, friend. No.
And she's still deciding.
She's still negotiating, man.
And this is the part I think about a lot.
Well, what part?
The friend said no. She didn't fight it. She didn't defend him. She didn't say, you don't know him at all.
Right.
She just kind of went quiet.
Because somewhere she knew the friend was right.
Correct. Which is its own kind of confirmation.
Totally. If you were sure, you'd push back, right?
You'd say, hey, give him a chance.
But she didn't.
Nope. She just absorbed it.
Yeah. And went anyway.
Which means she had the answer 3 times by noon.
I love this. And still made plans for the evening.
Okay.
That night, a dream. And this is where it gets undeniable. She's at home and a stray dog shows up and she feeds it.
Simple, direct.
Too simple. That's the point. She's giving energy, right, to something that doesn't belong there.
That's not symbolic fluff.
No, that's outcome.
Clean, brutal, and clear.
And at this point, we're talking 4 signals, 4 signs, 10 hours.
Yep, her subconscious wouldn't let her sleep on it. Nope.
Literally.
She goes to sleep, still undecided.
Oh. And her brain, it works it out for her overnight.
Shows her exactly what she's about to do.
You talk about confirmation. Feed something that doesn't belong.
And watch it leave anyway.
Yes, that's the whole story right there in a dream before the date even happened, man.
So at this point, body, gut, friend, subconscious.
Oh my gosh, 4.
4 different sources, 4.
All saying the same thing, man.
In 10 hours.
In 10 hours,
Yep.
if that's not enough, right?
What is it? If that's not enough, what is it?
Oh, that's the question she couldn't answer.
And honestly, I think a lot of people listening can't answer that either.
Because they've been there too.
Different situation, maybe.
Same override.
Different person.
Yeah, same result, man.
And they're sitting there right now going,
that was me.
Yeah, it is me. That is me.
Not was.
Is.
Yes.
Because it doesn't stop after one time. Nope.
No, it doesn't even stop until you make it stop.
Until you decide the signal is worth more than the doubt.
More than the boredom.
More than the hope. And maybe this one's different.
Yes, right. When you know what? Nothing's different.
Not even the name.
Not even the name.
No.
How crazy is this? So now she knows.
She knows, finally.
And this is not, I'm unsure.
No.
This is, I have the answer.
Finally, yes.
So we talk. And I tell her straight, don't go. You've got your answer, and that's it.
Because it's already answered for you.
4 times over.
Don't need 5. 4 will do.
But then, we give her an option, right?
Because you can't force someone to trust themselves. You can't force them.
No, but it's cool because you can do an experiment.
You can see it clearly from the outside.
Crystal clear.
But if she's not ready to act on it,
Nope. She's not ready,
and forcing the decision doesn't build anything at all.
Oh, it just recreates resentment or goes back, her own way later. So.
Right, sure. So you give her a door.
You give her a door, give her a way to go, and still be inside the truth.
Which is different from just going and hoping.
Yes,
right?
I got to say the experiment, it's the best way to go with all of this because this is where it gets so interesting. So, we said, go on the date, man.
You can still go.
It's not right, but because you can test this stuff, you can experiment.
Go in the knowing. Answer is no. Stay in the truth. Watch how it plays out. That's how people build certainty.
Yes, my favorite. So what does she do?
She goes.
Why?
She's bored.
Exactly. She's not confused. She's not unsure. She's bored. And that's cool. And that's real.
And honest.
Yes. And that's the thing. At least she's honest about it, right?
Yep. Most people would wrap it around something prettier, better looking.
Fuck that. I believe in giving people a chance.
I don't want to judge too soon.
Maybe the signs were anxiety.
She didn't do any of that.
Oh, my gosh. No, she said, I'm bored and I want to get out of the house.
There you go. There's the truth, which means she went in clear.
Yes, this is so perfect. This is how it should go. Eyes open.
No story attached.
No hope layered on top.
Just let's see if the gut was right.
Oh, my gosh.
Right.
And she already knew it was, right?
She just needed to see it.
Yeah, you got to play it through, play it out, see what happens. And some people need to touch the stove.
Even though they know it's hot.
Not because they're stupid.
Because they need to be real.
And it is the best thing ever to test and confirm.
There's a difference.
There is. This was her confirmation run.
Which is actually not the worst thing.
No, it's wonderful. This is how you build the confidence,
If you go in with your eyes wide open.
You get out clean.
Mm-hmm. You don't attach.
No, you don't build a story on top.
You don't start making excuses for why it could work. All right.
No, because you already know it won't.
Exactly. So you're just gathering evidence.
Yes, gathering data and closing the loop.
And then moving on.
Moving on fast.
That's the move.
That is the move. You go in knowing, you get out clean.
Don't linger. No, don't.
No, don't hope on the way home.
Don't check your phone waiting for a text that changes everything. Don't. No.
No, nothing's changing.
You already knew. You knew.
Absolutely. Okay, so they go out, different restaurant, better environment, but they have a decent time, right?
Nothing dramatic.
No explosion, no chaos.
Because they expect something obvious.
Right. But that's not how this works, man. They talk for a few days, actually. And then it just ends. Clean, calm, no drama, no depth, no alignment, exactly as shown.
Which is exactly the point.
It is the signal about, it wasn't about disaster.
It was about misalignment. And this is where I see people go wrong in the recap.
Say it.
They walk away going, well, nothing bad happened, so maybe the gut thing is overrated.
Oh, which is completely backwards.
Yeah, nothing bad happened because it didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, the gut said no, and the outcome was nothing.
The gut was very accurate.
The gut was right.
And so you just wanted to mean something, that's all. Something different.
Yeah, right. You wanted it to mean danger.
Red flags, drama, a reason you could explain it to someone.
But that's not always what it means. And let me say, if you kept going, you would end up with the drama.
Sometimes it just means not this.
Not here.
Not him.
And the quiet. The quiet is still an answer. This is where people miss it. They think, well, nothing bad happened, right?
That's not the metric at all.
The metric is, did it vibe? Did it go anywhere?
And the answer was no.
Was there alignment?
No.
So what were the 4 signs telling her?
Don't invest.
Don't feed it.
Exactly like the dream.
Yeah, she fed the stray dog.
And it went nowhere.
Because stray dogs don't stay.
That's not a knock on the guy at all. Okay.
No. It's real simple. He was not for her. He wasn't for her.
Exactly. And before the date.
And, and she knew that. Before the date, before the text, Before the friend had to say it out loud, she knew in her body first,
And she overrode it. She overrode the whole thing.
twice before she even left the house.
And here's what I keep coming back to.
Okay, what?
The gut was not wrong. It wasn't wrong.
Not even a little. It called the restaurant. It called the misalignment.
It called the whole thing going nowhere.
No, before any of it happened.
So the next time she gets that feeling,
What? What's the excuse, man?
exactly.
No, she used up her I didn't know.
She knows now.
She knows exactly what the drop feels like.
She knows what the contraction means.
She knows what her friend's face looks like when the answer is no.
She has 4 reference points, 4 of them.
Four clear ones.
So the next override,
The next override is a choice. She's making with full information,
no confusion,
not missing the signal.
choosing to ignore it.
And that's a different conversation. But like I said, it's an experiment. You always want to track your data. Let's zoom out. If she didn't go, what does she save?
Time.
Energy.
Hey, mental space.
Attention.
Hey, all of it, actually, all of it.
And that's the part people don't calculate. It's not just about avoiding bad outcomes.
It's about conserving your life.
It really is. People act like time is cheap. It's not, especially these days.
Yeah, they act like emotional energy is unlimited.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Every time you go somewhere you already know isn't right.
You're spending something real.
Exactly. And you're not getting it back at all.
No. And this was one date.
Low stakes, clean ending.
What if she'd given it 2 months?
Yeah. How about 6 months? How about a year? Yep.
What if she'd gotten attached?
Introduced him to other people.
Made space for someone who was never going to fill it properly.
It all starts at that first override.
Yeah. Right here.
It's just a restaurant.
Well, that's where the leak starts.
Yep. Small.
But it does compound.
Mm-hmm.
So let's call it, okay, signal. Let's call it signal.
Yes.
Confirmation.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, repetition.
Exactly.
Let's think. Wait, how about decision?
Yes, decision.
Okay, and that's where people break. Not at the signal, not at the clarity, at the action.
They hesitate.
They override.
They negotiate.
And they do it because acting on the signal feels reckless, man.
I can't say no to a date because I had a bad feeling. I can't do that.
People are going to think you're crazy, man. The gut is the data point.
The friend who knows your whole history.
Data point.
Yep. The dream your brain sent you overnight.
Data point.
Yep. 4 data points. 4 data points in 10 hours. Yep.
Yeah, it's not a feeling.
That's a pattern.
Oh,
actually.
what a wonderful pattern. And she had enough to act.
She didn't trust it yet.
And she was bored.
Yep.
Okay. Because it doesn't make sense, but it's an experiment so you can see the outcome and you're still safe and protected. It is small, right?
Yes, because it's just a date.
Exactly. But those are the moments that train you. Oh, everything builds.
Yep, everything builds. Every time you honor a small signal, you get better at it.
Yes, better, stronger, quicker, faster. You trust it sooner. And the cost even gets lower.
Because you're not spending 3 months finding out what you could have known on one day.
Yes, day 1 or 10 hours in.
Yeah, right, exactly.
The people who are really good at this,
they catch it very early.
It's actually all of our students, because really no one trusts this stuff. No one knows how it works over and over until it's automatic. And the override stops feeling like an option.
That's the work.
That's the actual work.
Not the big dramatic exit. No.
No. The small, quiet, I'm going to trust this.
Even when I can't explain it at all.
Yeah, even when no one else would understand.
Even when it's just a date.
Just a date, yep, because the date is not the point.
Never was.
The point is really what you do with what you know.
In the moment, you know it.
Know it. Why it's predicated on the ancient way of knowing. Not after.
Not when it's confirmed by a clean ending.
No. Not when you're sitting in, I knew it.
Right then, exactly.
The body contracts.
The gut drops.
when your friend's face says
Mhm.
before her mouth does, man.
That moment,
That's when the work happens.
or it doesn't.
Yeah. And every time it does not,
The habit gets stronger,
oh my, the override gets easier.
and trusting yourself gets harder.
Yeah, that's the real cost, you know?
Not the date,
Mm-mm.
not the guy, no, none of that. The relationship with yourself, one override at a time.
Oh, she didn't miss it.
Nope, nope, she didn't miss it.
No, she saw it 4 times,
Clearly,
and she chose to override it
and that's what people do
daily.
every day, and then later they say, "I knew it. Oh, I knew it."
Knew it. Yeah, that's the part that gets you, you know? Every time. I knew it.
I knew it. I knew it.
I saw it before, you
Yep,
know?
there it is, yep.
Mhm. You knew it before the date.
Before the first text came back.
Yeah, before you got dressed.
Mhm. You knew it when your body said no.
Yeah. When your gut dropped.
When your friend looked at you and said, "Come on."
Come on, you know, when you woke up from that dream that spelled it out. And
You went anyway,
oh, and now you're sitting in it. I knew it. I knew it.
which is not a comfortable place to sit. Nope.
No, no, but it's so cool. It's useful.
It's a useful one if you let it teach you something
Yes. Or if you don't just move on to the next one.
and override that one too.
Yes, you know, if this hits you, it's because you felt this before.
You've seen it before, okay?
You know, you didn't just trust it.
Nope, nope,
No.
not yet. Nope.
That's the shift.
Yep, that's the work, actually.
This is what we teach at Divine Guidance Institute every day with the students. So trust your gut.
And save your ass.